Welcome everyone to Center Stage, the show that spotlights your events in your area. In today's jam-packed episode, we'll bring you to the Indo-American Arts Council's annual Erasing Borders Dance Festival in New York City. IAAC Executive and Artistic Director Ms. Arun Shivdasani and the Dance Festival Director Ms. Prachi Dalal will tell us everything there is to know about this year's Erasing Borders Dance Festival and what makes this year's stand out from the rest. Let's join them.
We are really excited. This is our 4th annual Erasing Borders Dance Festival, and this year the name is slightly changed. Well, for the spring it's slightly changed. Prachi, what is it called now?
Well, this year we're calling it the Erasing Borders Dance Fest India, since we're collaborating with a wonderful organization called Trinayan Dance Theatre.
There you go. That's what we're doing. It is from April 9th to the 15th, and we've got an amazing array of performances, workshops, panel discussions, post-performance discussions, all sorts of things. But what we thought is first we'll just talk to you about the first 2 performances, which are unbelievable. And if any of you saw the New York Times, they mentioned it. And they mentioned our star of the 9th, right?
Correct.
Sujata Mahapatra. So, Prachi, why don't you tell us about the 9th performances?
Well, we open with one of the most amazing Odissi soloists on April 9th, that is Sujata Mahapatra. She is a foremost student and daughter-in-law of the Odissi master Guru Kelucharan Mahapatra, and she will be opening the festival. The festival on April 9th and 10th, the performances are designed to be more of an intimate performance, more like a Batak style, like the way you would see a performance from very close proximity, so the artists are able to interact with the audience.
And the 9th performance has a male-female thing.
Correct.
So if you can explain about that.
The April 9th is going to be a contrast between the male energy brought in by the vibrant performance by Prashant Shah, who performs Kathak and is one of the foremost students of Guru Kumudini Lakhia, a pioneering Kathak choreographer, and the female energy brought in by Sujata Mahapatra, who's a beautiful, graceful, elegant performer.
And you know, this is going to be in that whole La Mama complex. Now, we're not allowed to call it La Mama because it is the club. There's a specific theatre there called The Club, and it's going to be over there. And as Prachi said, it's an intimate space, and well, tickets are going very fast, so whoever wants to better get in there. But then the next day, the performance is slightly different. There's this absolutely beautiful woman, both in her dance and in her persona, Rukmini, who danced for us last August actually and got rave reviews again in the New York Times. But she's going to be dancing with us, and Preeti Vasudevan of Thresh. So why don't you tell us a little more about that?
Well, the April 10th, again, is going to be a contrast. It's juxtaposing 2 dancers who have both trained in Bharatanatyam and modern. Both of them are trained in a traditional Indian classical dance form and modern dance. And Rukmini is going to perform traditional Bharatanatyam and a contemporary piece, while Preeti Vasudevan of Thresh Dance is going to perform a piece that combines the 2 idioms. So it's going to be a very interesting evening of contrast again between contemporary and traditional works. And Preeti's work is a piece called Savitri, and it's a take on Sri Aurobindo's interpretation of the legend of Savitri.
Well, both these, even this one, is at the club at La Mama. And, you know, the 9th and 10th have been totally curated by the Indo-American Arts Council, by the team, the curatorial team there. And then the next lot, moves on to the Asia Society. Now, the first two performances, the 9th and 10th, are the contrast between male and female, and then the modern and ancient
Correct.
juxtaposition. Why did we curate them like this?
That's a great question. The Dance Festival has a very strong mission of showcasing a range of Indian dancers and works of dance that they're creating, from the classical to the contemporary. And given that the space we were working in, the club, is a very intimate space, we wanted to really showcase solo performers and showcase their works. And each of these performers bring in a very special energy, so we wanted to showcase the contrasts on each of the evenings. And I'd like to talk about each of their works a little bit more.
Yeah.
Sujata Mahapatra will be starting with a traditional opening called the Mangalacharan and going into a pure dance piece called the Pallavi. But she's performing a very rare excerpt of her guru's work on the Ramayana. And it goes from the episode of Sita Haran, where Sita is kidnapped by Ravana, to Jatayu Moksh, where the vulture king Jatayu tries to save her and is killed in the process. And it's a very powerful piece. Very few performers can really execute it with, with the brilliance it needs for that piece. So we're very excited to see that come to our festival. And Prashant is going to be performing two pieces again, which is pure dance, very rhythmic, vibrant pieces. They're based in Tal Dhamar and Tal Teen Tal, and Dhamar is known to be a very masculine tal. It used to be traditionally only played on the Pakhavaj. Going on to the April 10th program, Rukmini is starting off with a traditional recital, following the repertoire of the Bharatanatyam recital. And Preeti is performing a piece which is based on Savitri, the legend of Savitri, where this woman goes behind Yama, the god of death, and demands from him to return her husband's soul back. And so that's going to be a very interesting piece, because it's an interplay between the dancer and the vocalist, representing the soul and the body of the dance.
Well, I think these 2 days are going to be absolutely amazing, the 9th and the 10th, because not only do we have the male-female energy, we also have the ancient and the modern, and we also have a difference between Odissi and Bharatanatyam, because one day is Odissi, one day is Bharatanatyam, and many people are confused by the two dances.
Well, we have actually 4 dance forms: Odissi, Kathak, Bharatanatyam, and contemporary.
I know, but the point is that Odissi and Bharatanatyam are so often confused.
Correct.
by a lay person.
Correct.
That it actually will show both. So we really want people to come and check it out at the club.
Tickets are selling very fast, so there are very limited seats available. So please visit www.iaac.us to check out festival schedule.
And this is 9th and 10th of April.
It's now time for a short break, but don't go far. We have more of the IAAC's Dance Festival on the other side of the break.